Morning, Wreck Bike Rebuild fam. Actually, that's insensitive. I mean, I don't know when you're watching this video, where you're located, and all that kind of stuff. I don't even know what kind of milk you like in your cereal, so that was insensitive of me. I apologize. Do you have... Is there? So, welcome to episode 4 of Wrecked Bike Rebuild. This is the Patreon-funded series here on my channel where I attempt to build a salvage motorcycle back into something awesome, and then I give it away to one of the fans, or technically I sell it to them for $1. But, Patreon-funded series, link in the description if you want to check it out and help fund this series. It's a good time, lots of Discord stuff, lots of Patreon stuff. Not going to talk about it. Click the link. Alright, so before we get this episode started, let's talk about a few things. Some of those things, goals. What do I want out of this episode? I want to assemble. I want to start the disassembly process, and I want to attempt to fix the frame, and I want to get the motorcycle started. Oh my god, so hot. Oh, mistakes. Oh my gosh, my camera is not even close to on the clamp. How did it not fall? Holy shit. Oh, that was literally probably the sketchiest I've ever done a camera thing. Oh wow, that fits so much better. Okay, so let me set the scene for you real quick so you guys have a very clear understanding of where we are today. So Heather and I, this afternoon, or yeah, right afternoon, like 12 o'clock, we are headed out of town to do like 2 wedding shoots. I'm doing my first video shoot for a wedding. Super excited, but I've got about 2.5 hours to work on this bike today. It is gonna be super tight. Whenever it ends is when 11 o'clock gets here and I have to go get ready. So we have a lot to do in a short amount of time. That is the stage that we are on. First thing I want to do before I start the disassembly process is see if I can get the bike turned on, and if the bike can turn on, will it crank up? That's something I want to know, because right now the motor is pretty much the most expensive thing we bought in this giant hunk of shit with frame damage. So if the motor doesn't work, then we're at a whole worser place than I even expected. So let's get straight to it, because time is of the essence. Also, a little fun BTS fact, if you ever see me with a coffee cup while filming these episodes, it means it was filmed in the morning. Now you know. Alright, so first things first, we need access to the battery. I assume the battery for this bike is under the seat. So, I gotta find some type of like screw situation. Okay, there's literally no screw for the seat. How the hell do you get the seat? Fuck, I think I just broke my toe. If I broke my toe right now, God, that would suck. Okay, shattered toe aside. You can never be too safe with potential drug paraphernalia. I don't know what's in that bag. Not about to be touching it with these hands. What the hell is that? You and your motorcycle. Riding tips. MSF, Motorcycle Safety Foundation. Can you guys see his like position right here? Wow, I've never seen this book. Oh my gosh, holy crap, it's like a comic book. Can you guys see it? Okay, so we got a free comic book. That's awesome. What a deal. Starts making the frame damage look like it didn't even matter. Owner's manual, other paperwork. Cool, we don't care about you. Whatever. You're done. I'm gonna go look how to take the dang seat off, because there's literally nothing. Alright guys, so I looked up how to take the seat off, and to get this seat off of this motorcycle, I did one step correct. You have to take that off. Then you have to remove this top fairing. It's only like these 4 bolts right here. You have to take that off, and then the seat can the screws that hold the seat on can be accessed. All right. Yeah, let's get the seat off. There we go. Okay, that was actually not too bad. Most of the time when you deal with fairings, they like pop and shit and all kinds of stuff, and that one didn't pop at all, which I like that. All right, so we gotta get these screws off. Let me guess, 10 millimeter. Dang right, I love it. Does it slide out? Ah, there we go. Okay, holy shit. Things are falling out. Oh God. Alright guys, so we got to the battery, but like, look at all this like dust and stuff. Like, this is underneath the seat. Does anybody have an idea of how the hell this much dust gets up under all of this stuff? Like, that's a lot of freaking dust. Okay, first we're going to plug in one of those. Okay, so now that we have access to the battery, I'm gonna get it on a battery tender while I show you guys how I'm going to attempt to fix this frame, and then that'll give the battery time to charge up, then we can assess afterwards. First we gotta plug this thing up though. Before I hook up to this battery, I'm gonna try to like clean off the connector because I don't want like dust to stop it from like connecting and charging and stuff. I'm lucky that I have to take everything out of this bike because it'll give me an opportunity to clean all these parts on the inside. Red to red. Just kidding. You fell for it. You probably didn't fall for it. Okay, cool. Batteries on charge now. Now let's talk about this frame thing. Alright guys, so as a lot of you guys know, the bike has a dent in the frame. If you didn't know that, then spoiler, the bike has a dent in the frame. So I'm basically going to skewer the frame to add structural rigidity to the frame. I'm just kidding, I wouldn't do that. No, what I am gonna do is try something that somebody recommended on Discord. Was I looked at, you know, like replacing the entire frame, and I looked into that, and you want to talk about an expensive part to replace? My God, a frame is expensive. They like a lot. One of the downsides of recording in the morning is people are driving. Anyway, so frames, stupidly expensive. So I wanted to do a test before I go buy a brand new frame to see if I can fix it. I'm gonna need skewers, and I'm gonna need one of my favorite things. It's not duct tape. JB freaking weld. So my mentality is, if I make a big old glob of JB weld and put it into the little dented hole, I'll show you guys the hole, and just smooth it over, it would fill it in with what essentially is metal in a compacted area. I think it's gonna be a solid freaking solution. So let me go show you guys the hole. All right, so guys, here we see the freaking frame damage. You can see that it only goes right above the fairing, and it's just this kind of little indented hole. So my mentality is, if I can just make a big old glob of JB Weld and stuff it into that hole and then kind of smooth it over at the top, I'll repaint the frame later on, so there's not gonna be, you won't even be able to tell. You know, I just respray the frame after I get the fairings off, and if I paint it black, you literally won't even be able to tell. Also, if I fill that area in with like metal, I don't know what a frame's made of, but like hardened metal, I mean, that seems like a solid solution. So while the battery's charging, I'm gonna have to make a decent amount of it to fill in all of it. But I think that's a pretty solid solution. To gain access to the frame and be able to smooth it out, we're gonna have to remove this little plastic piece. I'm very sad now. I don't know where my safety goggles are. All right, no safety goggles. Great, don't do what I do. let's go put this thing in the frame. All right. I don't want to get any extra on the fairing that doesn't need to be there. Gosh, you know what? I'm gonna have to just do this with my hands. There's no way I can do this with a little stick. I'll have way more flexibility with my hand anyway. All right, just. This is probably the grossest thing I've done today. I'll even put some up here on the cracks. That way it'll harden over those. And we won't even know they're there once we're finished. Oh dang, it's adhering like really well to the frame. I wonder if that's because it's like metal on metal. Okay, and now we're going to flatten it out with the other side of the cardboard. Yep, look at that. Perfectly freaking straight. Huh! What frame damage? Holy crap, that's awesome. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is let this harden, and then I might have to do another coat to get the dent in, because you can see the dent still just a little bit. So we'll let that harden, we'll go check the battery, and then we'll come back to this and we might have to add another coat to make that, I mean, it's just going to make it stronger at that point. Alright guys, so now that we've messed around with the frame, it's still charging. Let's see if we can, the key doesn't like to come in and out. Let's see if it will turn on with it being connected to the battery tender thing. Will the bike turn on? I guess the key has to be in all the way. Okay, battery's still dead. Let me make sure. I don't understand this thing. We have the blinking charging light. Okay, blinking amber light flashing, AC power applied, battery not connected properly. Literally, how the hell is the battery not applied properly? Wait, what if I take just the negative off? What the hell? Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take the positive off as well. I am assuming that means the battery is just totally dead, in which case I've been told in the past that I shouldn't jumpstart a motorcycle with a car, and I don't really want to jumpstart it with one of my other bikes because I don't want it to mess a running bike up. I got an idea. So we have this thing to take on trips. It's basically like a tire inflator, little flashlight, and it has a jump start thing. Like this is a big old battery, you just charge it. I wonder if I plug this up to the Kawasaki, if it will charge, because all I need is to jump start the bike to see if it'll turn on and then crank up. So, I mean, worst case scenario, I don't even know what the worst case scenario for this is, so we're gonna do it anyway. Okay, let's see if the bike cranks up now. There's like no lights coming on, but whatever. All right, big moment. Will the bike turn on? Yes! Okay, that works. Holy shit. Why is there a noise? Okay, well, at least it turns on. Okay, so that's awesome. You guys can, here, you can check it out. I am really curious what that noise is, though. Okay, so now, before I turn the bike on and try to crank it up, I do need to make sure it has, like, oil and coolant and stuff like that. So let's double check those things. Let's, okay, ticking time bomb is off. Great. Okay, so before we crank the bike up, we need to make sure that the bike has oil in it, because with the bike low siding, there is a chance for like oil loss and all that kind of stuff. The bike hasn't been leaking, but still something I want to check before I try to get the bike cranked up. Also, JB Weld looking pretty freaking solid. Huh. That is weird. It literally shows no oil at all, but it has this bronze color. Here, check it out. Can you guys see the oil level? I don't have a way of setting this camera because this lens is fixed and it's super wide, but when I wiggled the bike, there's no liquid in there, but I've never seen an oil thing bronze. I'm just gonna put some oil in it and watch that little level, and hopefully it'll start filling up and we can get the bike cranked up. That is, if the bike will crank up. God, I hope it does. All right, so very conveniently, I had SAE 10W40, which is the recommended oil for this bike. Nope. That works a little better. Was there literally no oil in this machine? Good gosh. All right, there's a little bit of oil in there now, which is fine. We're not gonna be keeping the bike on for really long. I do need to buy some more of this oil though, so we can do an oil change later on. I'm also looking for oil leaking now, because if there's like a hole where I couldn't see, now that there's oil in it, it would come out. I don't see anything though, so we might be all right. Okie dokie, let's see if this thing will actually start. All right. Cross your fingers, ladies and gents, because this is a very important situation. At least we can get the bike turned on. Okay. All right, here we go. First crank up of the 2017 Season 2 Z6. It cranks out, holy shit! We're gonna turn that off because the garage door is shut. I'm about to have to open it and... God, that noise. We have an engine! We have an engine that actually works. I cannot tell you guys how nervous I was because, like, think about... Just imagine for a moment how terrible of a situation we would be in if the engine didn't crank up, the battery was dead, the frame was cracked. Woo! Okay, so we have a working engine. Alright, I gotta air this garage out before I suffocate, my god. Alright guys, so far no leaks on the bike. We're still getting the garage aired out, but no leaking, which is absolutely fantastic news. That's way better of a position than we were in with the Monster, where there's a giant freaking hole out of the engine. So, frame crack sucks, but at least the engine's solid. Alright guys, so we got the garage aired out. I'm gonna start the disassembly process. Also, fun fact, we're not JB welding the frame. I just did that to mess with you guys. I have actually ordered a brand new frame for the bike. I just thought it would be a funny experiment to see what would happen if I put JB Weld in there. I also can't wait to see all the comments about Chase is gonna JB Weld the frame. That's gonna make my day. So, yeah, to update you guys on the frame, I found a frame that actually comes with a clean title. So, what is gonna... Let's go over here and discuss it. So, as some of you guys know, when you register a motorcycle, you could look at the frame of a motorcycle as the soul of a motorcycle. When you go to the DMV, that's the actual motorcycle. You can swap out tires, rims, motors, literally everything on the motorcycle except for the frame. That's what is the registering part of a motorcycle. So, the awesome news about me purchasing a clean titled frame means that the title on this bike, or this frame, totally pointless because we're getting a new one, and by putting all of the parts in the new frame, it's essentially a different motorcycle than this one. The also awesome news is because we're not going to be taking a bike from salvaged to rebuilt, the actual worth of the motorcycle will be its actual worth. Because when you get a title, a rebuilt title, insurers are going to consider that differently than a clean title. When you go to sell the bike, if the person that ends up buying it doesn't really want it and they want to sell it, having a clean title will actually make the bike worth what it should actually be worth. For legal purposes, at the end of this series, we are going to have 2 clean titled 2017 ZX10s. That is the coolest freaking news because we're going to have an awesome built bike with all these custom parts that has a clean title. You're not going to have to worry about, well, it's a rebuilt title, so insurance is weird. No headaches, no nothing. 2 clean titled ZX10s. 2017s, no doubt. It's awesome news. Obviously, I'll update you guys when the frame comes in. I'm hoping it's going to be here by episode 5. But if it's not, it doesn't really matter because we have a lot of disassembly to go through. That was just the huge freaking news I wanted to tell you guys. I am so freaking excited. I hope you guys are excited for that. So yeah, no JB welding the frame. I thought it was a hilarious idea. And it actually hardened up really quickly inside of there. So I don't know if you could do that on a regular bike, if it just had like slight frame damage, not a giant puncture like was on there. You know, stuff to know. Okay, enough of me talking. It is 9:21. I am going to see how much of the fairings I can get off of this bike before we call this episode over. The bike got cranked up. Check. Awesome. The engine's working. Frame damage. LOL. Got a new one. So now we're going to basically start the disassembly process of this bike. We're going to be taking all the parts off of it that is reasonably possible. See all of this going on. This kind of worries me that all this liquid is there. I want to take the front sprocket cover off because I feel like that would help us see where all that's coming from. I mean, certainly that's not just gunk buildup, right? I don't really know what that is because it looks like it's coming from this area. Like, it looks like it's coming from right in here. If anybody knows what this kind of black kind of material, if you have any clue what this stuff is, let me know in the comments because I've never seen a front sprocket look like that. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and work on getting this fairing off now. Now this one's going to be interesting. That one's going to be a little harder to do. In season 1, I did buy a kind of reverse thread kit. So I guess this is that moment where I have to try to use that to get this screw out. So 10-piece extractor and drill set. Supposedly these things are going to allow us to drill this thing out. Okay. It's not really doing what I thought it would do. It's literally doing nothing. I wonder if I can get like a small Allen head in there. So the idea now is to just get this in there and hammer it in. That's going in. Let's try this guy now. Hell, we'll try this. It works! Holy shit, it's working! Yes! Holy shit! Okay. I now realized how to use this thing. Oh my god, that actually worked. That's pretty. I feel good about myself right now. So I know a lot of you people probably know how to do this stuff. I didn't, and I didn't watch a video. You drill a hole with the one on the left, like these little guys. There's no way you're gonna be able to see it. You drill a hole with these guys, and then you use the corresponding drill thing to like pull it out. Now this whole thing makes sense. There you go. So with no prior knowledge, I just used the tools I had. Man, that feels good. Holy crap. Okay, let's get the rest of the fairing off. I just turned a light on over here. Hopefully that helps you guys see because there's just not a lot of light on this side of the garage. I might get a light that I can just affix over here so you guys are able to see stuff because I don't want the video quality to look like crap when I'm working on this side of the bike. So here's the first look of the wrecked side of the bike. Here, I'll show you guys closer up. You can see that this is the wrecked side because look at all the... That's all just dirt and debris. I'm hoping there's enough of the threads left on the outside to be able to crank that off. If it's not, we're gonna have to get those tools again so that we can take that guy out. This is a better view of that scrape down piece. Another thing a lot of you guys mentioned when I was going over the bike, I didn't mention the obviously the right side peg is just totally gone. I didn't not notice it, I just forgot to say something about it because obviously we're missing an entire peg here. There's also a lot of talk of the exhaust because we were talking about like how can you have this much damage all over the place and then the exhaust only have like a little bit of damage. So what a lot of people were saying was we think that this exhaust, like look how loose that is. What this person did was they took off the exhaust that they had this wreck in, and then they put this one on because they didn't even put it on good. Like look at that, just wiggling all over the place. And you can see down here, like look at that. So this person definitely took their exhaust off and just threw the old, like the stock one on. And they did a shitty job because it barely is put on correctly. So it'll be good for me because it'll be easy to take off. All right, how much time we got? I have to talk to Surrey with a redneck accent, I guess. Hey, Surrey, what time is it?
The time is 10:06 a.m.
10:06. All right, we got a little more time. Let's try to get the these side fairings off, actually. I think I might have to take the Canyon Dancers off just to try to get these front fairings off. I don't really like the idea of it, but the bike should be able to stay up. Now how the hell did this side just pop off and the other one did? I truly don't know what was holding that on so well. Oh, this part just pops in. Okay. We're running out of fairing space still. Yeah, let's get these headlights off if we can. So guys, I just looked at the back of the camera when I was moving it around, and I noticed it has 14% battery left, and I'm filming on a Sony, and battery life just gets sucked away. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits, so I have enough battery to do an outro, and that way we'll just pick back up here on episode 5. Okay, so the bike cranks up, we got some oil put in it, and we got the battery kind of turned on and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna call today a success, guys. Episode 4, total freaking success. We got a lot of the stings off. We got the screw out that was, I don't know how the hell that happened. And we didn't JB weld the frame. How good of us. So yeah, guys, that's it for episode 4. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you really enjoy the series, make sure to check out the Patreon page. That's how we fund this whole thing. And it's thanks to the Patreon page that I'm going to be able to sell / give away 2 of these 2017 ZX10s. Crazy stuff. Check the Patreon link, top link in the description. I feel like I got a lot packed into a really short time frame, so I'm feeling really pumped. I'm gonna go film my very first wedding video. You guys wish me freaking luck, even though I will have already filmed it by the time this video comes out. Ask me how it went. I will see you guys in the next episode, or on Discord if you're one of my Wreck Bike Rebuild fans over there. I will go check you guys over there. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for supporting the series. Thank you for not spitting on the lens, Chase. And I'll see you guys in episode 5, or when I make my next video, which is on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, like every single week. I'm Chase on 2 Wheels. This is Wrecked Bike Rebuild Season 2. Wrecked Bike Rebuild fam, you know I love you. See you guys on the next one. Later. What's up, outro fam? You guys notice my Pokemon hat? Heather got me this, like, randomly, wanting for a gift. And it hides all my crazy hair that needs to get haircut. It's freaking awesome. And it matched. Okay, I'm gonna go. High five to the outro crew. Outro crew. That's what we'll call you. The outro crew. Okay. So if you watch the outros, I'll always talk to you guys. Just say what up. So what up, outro crew? High five in the comments. Later.